Hello everyone, and I welcome you to yet another live we're hosting today with Lucas of the Positive Blockchain. And Lucas has kindly agreed to tell us about the the benefits and the social positive effect of the blockchain implementation from Berlin, as far as I can see. Hello, Lucas.
Exactly. Hi, Dennis. How are you doing?
Fine. Well, not in Europe yet, but we'll be there soon. So we'll meet, I hope, this week before the summit. So Lucas is attending a summit as a speaker, and he's going to share the positive blockchain initiatives. No, we do not like you advertising any other events but ours. So please throw the badge away immediately.
That's us. It's good. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's very. No, I'm really happy to be here actually because Berlin is a very inspiring scene when it comes to social impact and entrepreneurs that think, beyond the tech and beyond blockchain, but where do we apply it? And I think that's exactly this discussion that matters to me, to positive blockchain. I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, and we are also dedicating a lot of time and effort to arranging a good track of blockchain social impact at our summit. So now, would you please tell me a bit about what positive blockchain is currently focused on?
Okay. So we're currently focusing on building the first largest open source database, which is curated by a network of contributors. It's a database listing projects and startups working on blockchain for social impact. When I started about a year ago, many people were telling me, okay, but what can we do with the blockchain? What are the examples? Do you have use cases? And some people from the energy were telling me, oh, and what can we do in the energy sector? It's really the first layer that we started with, is to collect all these data and stories from interesting entrepreneurs that took the path of using the blockchain for good, right? So right now we have about 600 projects in the database. As I said, it's open source. Anyone can use it and filter and do its own research. When you start having data, I think the next step, and that's really what we're focusing on now, it's to get more stories and, bust some of the myth and explore a little bit more in depth what these entrepreneurs are doing. Because when you go on the websites or the white papers, or when you hear a pitch for most of the startups today, it's very nice to see the vision, but what are the real facts, So we want to explore a little bit more these use cases and bring it to the world, because I think a lot of people need to learn, and they need to see how they can integrate these technologies. Not only companies, individuals, governments, and these are really the people we want to talk to, and we want to bring them basically all the knowledge and the data they need to replicate beautiful stories of how you can use blockchain for the people and for social impact.
Mm-hmm. Well, so who are those people that you say, the curators network? Who are they going to be? How do you select them? How does it work?
Well, working on positive blockchain, first of all, is not my day job. I'm working for a European consulting company. We work on innovation and transformation. And I really like this because, I really see the benefit of us being organized as a non-profit open source network, contributor based, like a Wikipedia, if you want, because then it really make us be neutral, cross-sector, very transparent, not having any conflict of interest in the way we work. So at the moment, we have about 35 contributors. Hi, everybody. I'm very grateful for the work that has been put by everybody. I would say half of them are blockchain entrepreneurs themselves or developers. They have their own blockchain startups. And it's really good because it means we already have, the practitioners as part of our contributor network. And then it can be anybody. We have people working in social impact field. We have people with IT background. We have people that are just curious. We have people working in academic research, and that they want to contribute by, getting this data, getting these stories, and sharing it to the whole world. So they're spending between 1 to 10 hours per week on the project, and they're working on different topics. So we have our self-organized community with different blogs and projects, and contributors are just getting the work done together with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, so we have seen platforms that promise that sort of development, like over the last couple of years. What do you think was the major problem for like not actually making it to become worldwide, and why do you feel positive blockchain is going to do the job eventually?
What sort of platforms are you talking about?
I mean, they used to be, and there still are, but I mean, not incredibly active right now. There used to be quite a bunch of online platforms which promised a tool set, or like an ecosystem for people to contribute some of their work or some of their resource or finance to such matters as financial inclusion for everyone, or let's say like right equality or stuff. But they had a good promise, but I cannot say they ever succeeded. Now, why do you believe positive blockchain is going to be different?
Okay. All right. Interesting question. Well, perhaps we can talk about the interesting and positive stories instead, because I've seen a lot of networks, like citizen-based network, grassroots networks, really taking action. One of them is called, for example, Make Sense. I also cheer all my friends and all the contributors for Make Sense. It's an organization, a network of social entrepreneurs. It's started by a guy, Christian Banizet, who is from Haiti. He has an interesting story because he basically said that climate change is going to impact Haiti as an island, that it's surrounded by water. And he was thinking, what can I do about that? And basically he started to use community tools like Facebook, creating Facebook groups, other technologies, other tools, simple tools, to create networks and connect social entrepreneurs that do similar work, and also connect the citizens and any organization as well with these social entrepreneurs. And well, as far as I know, they do a huge impact because they are present in about 130 cities. They have a network of 30,000 people. They have 3,000 active contributors and members. So I think that's a beautiful impact. And if we can follow that track to focus on the tech and the blockchain for good, I'll be very glad. I already see a lot of impact that we're doing at our level. A lot of people are coming to us and say, yeah, it's great results that you have. We just want to help all these projects and all these people do their work better. So if you talk about all these startups and projects, they have a lot of challenges to implement the solutions, technical challenges, understanding what's the business model, implementing social impact dimension in the model. And we really want to help them by doing this better, because if we help them do their work better, then ultimately we help the ecosystem generate a stronger social impact. So I'm very positive that we can make it. I think we're already making it in a small scale. We don't have the ambition to be the worldwide, successful platform. As I said, we are a non-profit, contributor-based network, and if we can help at our level, that would be already really great.
Okay, well, then I believe at the summit on the 23rd and 24th, you will also find some more contributors for your network, and you will apparently make it more possible and make it closer. Actually, I have just found out that I will be anchoring the panel discussion of the social benefits of the blockchain. So we will definitely talk there, and I will have many more questions, and I hope that the audience will also have many more questions there. But now I have one. So let's say we are now looking at your platform not as a product, but as a possibility for people to make the world better. what can personally, for instance, I do to support that? Like, let's say I don't have a brilliant idea, I don't have a brilliant startup that would make it all better. How can I still contribute something to that?
Great. That's exactly what we're doing. We're not building just to clarify, we're not building a blockchain platform. We're not building, or yet, we're not building a product. We are working at the ecosystem levels to help social entrepreneurs, to help organizations do a greater social impact. So if you're sitting in your armchair,
Right here, yes.
yes, as many other people are sitting and they are saying, oh, well, I have a day job, or have any job, or if you don't have a job, and I would just like to contribute at my level. Well, there's a lot you can do, and I think that's what is beautiful with technology today. I think we all have access to the exact same technology. In 3-4 years from now, we all have access to internet everywhere in the world. We all have, hopefully, access to the same education opportunities. So everyone, I believe, is able to make an impact at its level. And if we form a group and we join forces and we help people, build a product, be an entrepreneur, make a greater impact, then we're already making it. We're already doing the job. So as an individual listening to me today, what you can do together with us is simply join as a contributor, for example. And as a contributor, you can work with blockchain impact entrepreneurs and try to understand what are the challenges. Some of them will tell you, well, we want to reach out to a specific audience, and then perhaps we can have some, communication or PR activities that we can do with them to help them do their work better. We are working today with an initiative to establish a center of excellence from a UN agency on PPP, public-private partnership for sustainable health. I think that's a great example of how we make an impact. This is a public institution looking for digital blockchain solutions for sustainable health and for health access in the world. And what are we doing? We're helping them to understand the ecosystem, to identify technical solutions, because they have a problem. And we're doing it as a contributor because we are passionate about this. We're collecting data, we're collecting stories, and we're able to connect, these people with solution providers.
Okay, probably, well, it's not a personal question of mine, but I have just been recently asked many times from several different projects that are now thinking about how they actually introduce blockchain to their charity-based projects. And they were also looking for, since, well, their line of activity is simply charity and doing something, but they are not that well technically equipped. They're not actually into that, but they understand that there is a lot that the blockchain systems can contribute to both fundraising and distributing and supporting and data sharing. Can they expect some support from your ecosystem?
Definitely. On the how, so first of all, we're already organizing a lot of events where the contributors are based, or we are plugging in to different events to educate people and organizations on how they can use this technology for good. I think that's definitely one of the biggest challenges we have. And that's why you see so many blockchain events, is because, everybody is trying to pull the attention and try to educate, hey, this is important, this is how you can do it. So we can definitely organize these events. On the platform, on the website itself, you already have a list of resources and projects that you can explore, because I believe you can learn a lot from them. And we are also looking at new ways to communicate these stories, whether it be, detailed use case reports, interviews, webinars of impact blockchain entrepreneurs, or international standards. When we talk about public institutions, I think that's the work of UN agencies, is to create standards to tell other governments, hey, this is how you can do that work. So yeah, these are the things we're trying to build so that anyone can integrate the technology for itself. Again, we are not building it ourselves. There are already tons of resources. There are a ton of developer ecosystem, technical ecosystems, impact entrepreneurs. We want to carry their messages and help them connect. We still see a very big gap between the tech side and the social impact side. And I think if we bring them a bit, closer around the table, a bit more frequently, I'm pretty sure something good will come out of this.
Well, I believe that will also be helpful, because what I know now from all of those charity projects that I was thinking about is that they're very local. They're strictly limited to their locations of operation, but they understand that, well, now in the 21st century era of internet, we are destined to be able to reach a broader crowd of supporters. And I'm really glad that you're attending us in Basel, because well, yeah, this is basically one of the lines that I wanted to put on top of the agenda of the summit, of how we make the world better with blockchain.
My comment on that, and it's super great. Thank you very much for doing this. But I would like in the future, perhaps next year edition, or in 2 years, I don't know how high I can be ready for that, to make the discussion on social impact as part of any panel. Because I think that it doesn't matter for just a bunch of people or entrepreneurs to talk about social impact. If you're building a technology today, or you're thinking of, empowering the people you're working with, or they're going to be part of, active part and contributors of your solution, have you designed it in an inclusive way? All these questions should be for any technology provider or any blockchain company today, not only for a bunch of ones that identify under the motto social impact. And I think if you read some of the papers from the early blockchain thought leaders, and Satoshi papers and Vitalik as well, they haven't designed the technology, to create the next product that will go to the moon. They designed the technology to be people first, peer-to-peer. If you read these papers, it's very clear. And I think a very large part of the conversation today is shifting away from all of that, right?
Well, that is right.
I think that should be at the core of all the discussion.
That is absolutely right. I definitely stick to that. Well, but we are not about to fight the market and to fight the world. We're about putting it together. So
no, I agree. But let's do it together. Next year, social impact will be, a question for everybody.
Definitely. Okay. I guess we will continue directly from here on the event, and I will definitely prepare many more questions, and I hope the audience will be right there to learn more about it. We will be in touch, and well, it's nice to talk to you now, and see you in Basel on the 24th and on the 23rd and 4th.
Yeah. Great, thank you so much, Dennis, and happy to talk to everybody in Basel next weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much, and take care.
Bye.